We hope that weekend is going on, and today we have a hot and major news inside of the Dallas Cowboys. But before we go on, we remind you to subscribe, join the channel membership, give us super chat, super thanks, help us to build our community by also joining those ones, and it's a big support. You can support us in any way. You can give us money in any way. You can just join the membership or give us super thanks or super chat. It's a big support. So that of course help us to bring you a quality news, quality videos. We can also buy some materials that can help us to record good voice, and help us to buy some materials to record the video that we upload day to day. So before we go on, so we hope that you are doing well. The Cowboys mini camp started in this week, and on this Friday we have seen Cowboys drafts participated the Cowboys mini camp week. We have seen Caleb down with the Christian Parker, defensive coordinator. Cowboys, of course, those young players who was signed and who was drafted, all of them, they participated in the mini camp. So we have seen Hudson, who was signed in undrafted free agents. We have seen Josh Kwan, who was drafted in the first round by the Dallas Cowboys. So we have seen different players who participated in this minicamp, for especially those one who was drafted and those one who was signed in this off season. So that's good news. The major topic that we have today is about George Pickens. What do you think, Dallas Cowboys fans, about George Pickens? You know, Pickens is not happy in the Dallas Cowboys. On the social media, on this Friday, George Pickens followed Dallas Cowboys on Instagram. This gives us, most of the fans, a hope that George Pickens is happy to stay in the Dallas Cowboys, but inside, George Pickens is not happy after signing a franchise tag contract with the Dallas Cowboys. Do you know the reason why? Of course, there is more reasons why George Pickens is not happy. The contract negotiation between the Cowboys and George Pickens went wrong, because what he proposed was rejected by the Dallas Cowboys. And also what the Dallas Cowboys proposed, George Pickens signed this contract franchise tag due to also respecting the Dallas Cowboys. But that is not what he wanted at the beginning. The things that he wanted, it was to sign a long-term contract in order to be the one of the highest paid wide receiver in NFL. But Cowboys didn't sign him for the long-term contract because they are not ready to pay for George Pickens more than $30 million per one season. And that was a proposal, that was a contract proposal, because George Pickens asked Cowboys to pay him $30 million per season in 4 years. But Cowboys decided not to activate, or decided to not sign George Pickens on that contract. They decided, of course, to give him 1 year contract on franchise tag so that they can continue negotiate over long-term contract. But also, George Pickens asked the Cowboys to trade him this off-season, but Cowboys denied it. These are some of the reasons which makes George Pickens to become angry about Dallas Cowboys. And this is why we started by saying, does George Pickens happy with the Dallas Cowboys? That's a question mark. But according to the multiple insiders, he is not happy in the Dallas Cowboys. And most of the people worries about his performance in upcoming season, because when a player is not full committed to play for the team, sometimes it affects his production. That's why some people say that maybe George Pickens will not play at the level that we can expect on him. And when you try to look on the last season how George Pickens was a key player for the Dallas Cowboys, you start to question how this upcoming season he will play for the Dallas Cowboys. And we think Cowboys can do something, either give him a long-term contract or trade him, because to keep a player who is not committed 100%, sometimes it doesn't change anything for the team. So you have to think what Dallas can do to make a player happy. But of course, 27 million per one season also, it is a huge amount of the money. Of course, you can understand the side of the George Pickens, because he wants to be in the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. But also you can understand Dallas Cowboys not to give him that contract, because in the NFL today, to sign a player, of course, you have to look on the salary cap. And when you think about salary cap, you see that Cowboys have a superstars players who paid by Cowboys a huge amount of the money. And to give George Pickens 30 million per one season, you understand, in the fourth season, Dallas could pay more than 120 million for the 4 years. So it is a huge amount of the money. And if you remember last year, we extended the contract of the CeeDee Lamb. So you understand that those two wide receivers that we have, they are good wide receivers, but to keep them at huge amount of the money, to pay them, CeeDee Lamb by now, he gets 35 million per 1 year. So you understand, also to pay CeeDee Lamb more than 30 million, it is also not easy for the Dallas Cowboys. If you remember that we still have a Dak Prescott, we still have more players who get a huge amount of the money. So George Pickens, this is why he didn't sign a long-term contract with the Dallas Cowboys. But we hope something can change anytime. Maybe Dallas can balance their salary cap. If they balance salary cap, they can resign George Pickens, because he's a good wide receiver. No one can happy to lose him. So everyone wants George Pickens to stay in the Dallas Cowboys. So that's what we can say about these issues. But he is not happy. That's what we can say. He's not happy, and he's not happy to play under franchise tag, because he's a good player. He's a big name. It's a big name. And a big name cannot happy to play under franchise tag. Big names happy to play for the long-term contract. That's what we are waiting to see, if Dallas and George Pickens, they can do something in this 1 year, if they can agree on long-term contract or not. Yes. You know, Dallas Cowboys and their rookies, as we say, that they started the mini camp on this Friday. We say that Caleb Down was among of the players who participated mini camp More people believe that Cowboys next season will be the exciting season for everyone, exciting season for the players, fans, journalists, insiders. Everyone will be surprised by the Dallas Cowboys. And the defensive coordinator Christian Parker said on this Friday that he is rebuilding the new defensive connection and chemistry in the Dallas Cowboys. And in this new defense, he plans to use Jaishkwan and Caleb Down in the squad. So, you think it is going to be a new looking defense, a new defense for the Dallas Cowboys. And these young players who will be in this defense next season, they have potential. And we believe the issues and the problems that we have seen in the previous this season is going to be solved. And more people also ask the Christian Parker if what he did in the Philadelphia Eagles about defense, how the system that he used in the Eagles, if he plans to bring those systems to Dallas Cowboys. And he said he's not planning to bring the tactics, the systems that he used in the Philadelphia Eagles to Dallas Cowboys. He said he's planning to build new, innovate, create the new system, the new tactics, the unique one for the Dallas Cowboys, not what he used in the Philadelphia Eagles. So we hope, we have curiosity to see the new defense, the new partnership, the new connection between the Dallas Cowboys and the Christian Parker defense. So we hope the things, good news, good playing style is going to be in the Dallas Cowboys in upcoming season. So fans will be happy to watch Dallas playing. Everyone will be happy to see Dallas. As a super chat, super thanks. So it's your time to help us to develop our channel by purchasing some good materials to help us to do the good videos and recording a good voice. So it's your time to help us through joining a membership, through give us super chat or super thanks or any gift that you may have. It was just a suggestion and it was a little favor. But let's move on and let's go on now. We have a topic today. Do you see Caleb Down as a hero for the Dallas Cowboys? A hero who will give us Dallas Cowboys much better, more than expectation that we expect from him. Who do you think can make a good partnership with the Caleb Down? And also, you have to know this about Caleb Down. More people, more analysts criticized his injury issues that he experienced in the last 2 seasons. So, some people saying that Caleb Down has a knee injury that also can prohibit him for being a good player in the Dallas Cowboys. But we think Cowboys medical staff, they are ready to treat him and giving him what he needs in order to be fit 100. But we believe Caleb Down is going to do something very special for the Dallas Cowboys. He is the best draft in this 2026 class and best safety young player in the NFL. So we have more expectations from the Dallas Cowboys. Best draft Caleb Down, and also we have more curiosity to see these players in the pitch. Of course, we have curiosity to see them at AT&T Stadium. More fans there, TV, people watching on TV these players. So there is more expectations we are now expecting for these young players we have signed, young players we have signed, and young players we have drafted. So we have more excitement and more curiosity. So can you give us your comments in the comment section? How do you see these players we have signed? How do you see these players we have drafted? Yes, we are going to see new partnership of different duo because we have more players, more new players, and also we have other players who was in the Dallas Cowboys last seasons. But this coming the season will be also a crucial season for the Dallas Cowboys owners. Jerry Jones promised something for the fans. Some of the fans also started to criticize Jerry Jones, saying that more than 30 years without getting something special, without getting a trophy, without getting a Super Bowl, it's a shame for American team like Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones said they are going to do something this season, but also when you analyze other teams, there is something also missing the Dallas Cowboys. You know, Mick Parsons, he has gone. We didn't replace him in the way that was supposed to replace him. In this offseason, there was more negotiation within the Cowboys and Max Crosby from the Las Vegas Raiders, but negotiation failed. He was supposed to come to the Dallas Cowboys, but he didn't sign for the Dallas Cowboys. He was supposed to replace Micah Parsons, and we have to fill that gap because Micah Parsons was a good player. He was a key player for the Dallas Cowboys. To replace him and bring someone who can fit in that gap, it will not also be easy for the Dallas Cowboys. Coach Brian Schottenheimer and Christian Parker, they have to do something. They have to change mentality. They have to change system because we need to convince fans. We need to convince everyone that Cowboys is a true contender for the Super Bowl next season. Yes, that's what you have to ask yourself. Can Cowboys be a contender this upcoming season? Yes, for me, I can say yes, but I can say yes by asking myself more questions. Is it a right defense we have right now? Is it right offense we have right now? We have a good offense, but we still doubt on our defense. What we have seen last season, there is no hope that it will not also be this season. Even if we hired a new defensive coordinator, and even if we send more players defensively, we still to see a chemistry between these two sides. We need to see a chemistry of the defense and chemistry with the offense, and also chemistry between the defenders, because we lost more games due to weakness of the defense last season, and we decided to sack Matt Eberflus, our defensive coordinator last season, because he failed to strengthen, and also he failed to upgrade the level of the Dallas Cowboys defense last season, which also created more gap and more losses in the NFL games last season. So we had a new defensive coordinator, we had a new players defensively, we selected the best defenders, we signed also best defenders, we signed good wide receivers, we signed good tight end, we signed good linebackers, we have edge rushers, we have quarterbacks, we have every position. We have a good player. It's a time for coaching staff to produce something unique, because to win NFL Super Bowl, you have to be a unique team. We have to build a unique team because you have to be different from others in order to win this trophy. So it's a time for the blind Schottenheimer. Yes, it's time for the Jerry Jones. It's time for the fans, all them together, to raise the hands and put this American team on another level so that we can get another championship as American team. So that's what we can do this upcoming season. Dallas Cowboys, we can do something, my friend. That's what I can say. We can do what Steelers did last season. We can do what Philadelphia Eagles did in 2024. We can do everything, my friend. We can do everything. 30 years of the draft. It is not good for Dallas Cowboys. So it is not good for the Dallas Cowboys as American team. We can do something, my friend. We can do something together. But also we need to build a strong team in all corners. Defensively, offensively. We have money, we have capacity, financially we are good. What we need also, it is management, good management, and also we have to fight. Yes, to fight. So to win this trophy, you have to fight. We tried to keep our best players, George Pickens. We tried to extend the contract of more players this off-season. It's time also to work together for these new faces, new players, with also new coaching members, so we can build something special. My friend, this season we will bring new tactics and techniques in the Dallas Cowboys. This is what coaches said. Schottenheimer, Christian Parker, they are going to introduce new system that will help us. Do you know that system? Defensively, Christian Parker, he said they are going to play a 3-4. 3-4 system. It is going to transform Cowboys defensively to a better and better defense in NFL. So we have also offense. The good news to keep George Pickens in the Dallas Cowboys. He is going to transform with CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott to be the caliber team in NFL and win different games together. So let us see what is these boys that are going to do for the Dallas Cowboys. But it's clear for Cowboys. Cowboys agreed with the George Pickens for one franchise tag year on the worth of the $27 million US. And this agreement happened after a failure of the long-term contract negotiation between Cowboys and George Pickens. George Pickens, according to the multiple insiders, asked the Cowboys to give him a long-term contract of the 4 years, but Cowboys decided not to give him the long-term contract due to the financial issues related to salary cap. And after that, Cowboys proposed the franchise tag on the George Pickens. At the initial stage, the first one, George Pickens denied this suggestion of the Cowboys for the franchise tag because he wanted a long-term deal with the Dallas Cowboys. And after that disagreement between the Cowboys and George Pickens, Pickens asked the Cowboys to make a trade for him. And Cowboys, they didn't want to make a trade for the George Pickens. They wanted the franchise tag. Maybe negotiation about the trade can continue after first of all clearing that case of the franchise tag. This is the reason why the signing a contract of the franchise tag delayed, because George Pickens didn't want to sign a contract because he wanted only a trade. He wanted to be traded, but Cowboys also wanted a franchise tag contract. But now the good news is that finally negotiation agreed and the contract agreed. Franchise tag of the 1 year. George Pickens and the Cowboys has already sealed. But now we are waiting to see what is going to be next. You can ask yourself what is going to be next. Of course, you can ask that question, but on my side, I see Cowboys and George Pickens making something special. Still, there is a hope that Cowboys can continue to negotiate with the George Pickens over long-term deal. And also, George Pickens has only 1 year for negotiation with the Cowboys, because he's going to play under franchise tag. And we see that there is no any team which is ready to ask a trade for George Pickens. This year, Cowboys and George Pickens, they are going to negotiate. They are continuing to negotiate over long-term contract for what George Pickens is asking in the contract. If Cowboys can agree and give him what he wants, that's what is going to be happen. And according to insiders, multiple insiders said George Pickens asked the Cowboys to pay him around $30 million per season in 4 years. So that's why Cowboys also say that there is no rush to give him a long-term contract. First of all, they have to sit down and analyze everything about his contract. So to pay him $30 million per year, you understand that it will cost Cowboys more than $120 million US in 4 years for paying George Pickens. So that's why they decided, of course, to give him a franchise tag and continue to negotiate over long-term contract with the George Pickens. Of course, it is understandable. It is understandable. Cowboys cannot sign him on that contract without also looking on the salary cap. So that's why they decided to give him 1 year contract on the $27 million US, and just negotiation can continue, while also they hope that they keep him on the franchise tag. So could Dallas Cowboys and George Pickens finally agreed on a long-term contract? That is what you have to ask yourself. But in our eyes, we see Cowboys and George Pickens continue to make a bold and bond compaction between the two sides. So Cowboys need George Pickens, of course, as a wide receiver, and also George Pickens also need Dallas Cowboys both sides, there are more reasons to keep each one. There is more reasons each side to agree on the deal. So that's why we see Cowboys and George Pickens agreeing on the long-term contract in this 1 year of the franchise tag. So let's jump to our drafts we have selected in this NFL draft 2026. What do you see in the Dallas Cowboys after the signing of different players and also after drafting different players in NFL draft? As you know, we signed different players in the 2026, especially in the NFL draft. We have selected one of the best draft in this 2026 class, safety Caleb Down. And more analysts believe that Caleb Down is going to be another key player for the Dallas Cowboys in upcoming season. We have seen very excitement and happiness for the Jerry John and the Brian Schottenheimer and more people in the board of the Dallas Cowboys, how they celebrated the selection of the Caleb Down, and also on the social media, reaction of the people, reaction of the insiders, analysts, all them, they was very, very, very happy. They talked more about the Caleb Down to Dallas Cowboys. Himself, Caleb Down also said that it was very excitement for him, so very happiness for him to be selected to play for the best and American team, Dallas Cowboys. So he is ready to give what he has to the Cowboys as a safety, but also he promised fans of the Dallas Cowboys to bring back the glory in the Dallas Cowboys by winning the Super Bowl 2026. So do you see Caleb Down help the defense to defend the quarterbacks and also help the offense to play and win the games? You can give us your comments in the comment section. But me, on my side, I believe this is going to be the new starting era for the Dallas Cowboys. We can see another milestone for the players and the team to win a Super Bowl in 2026. And we hope that these players can do something special for the Dallas Cowboys. So let us wait and see what Cowboys is going to do for the fans in the upcoming season. But Caleb Down himself, he promised the fans that they are going to do something special. You know, Cowboys have signed and drafted free agents in this week. Did you know that one? Oh my gosh. We have 2 players that Cowboys signed, including Michael Triggy, one of the undrafted free agents who was available. Officially, Cowboys signed him. Now he is a Cowboy. So, my friend, we signed more players. I don't remember all of them. And I think you don't remember all of them. We signed more players in free agents. We signed more players by trade. And also we drafted more players. So we have a new rookies. We have a new players in the squad. So let us see our 53 man who will represent Dallas Cowboys next season. Yes, that's what I can say. And what you have to also, the workout schedule was started on this Monday, and players participated in the workout, including Dak Prescott, and also we are waiting to see if George Pickens will participate the workout in the Dallas Cowboys. But it will be a good news. It will be a good idea for the George Pickens because fans want to see him. Yes, he signed for the Dallas Cowboys, but also I want to see him, the Dallas Cowboys, of course, work out. And as we preparing for the upcoming NFL preseason and NFL camp, we will see the new faces, of course, And not only players, but also coaching staff is new. Yes, we have more player, and also we have more new coach, and we have we have a new defensive coordinator, Christian Parker. Parker is going to do something special for the Dallas Cowboys. That's what you have to know and to ask yourself. He's going to change everything in the Dallas Cowboys. That's what you have to ask yourself. He's going to defend and also change the defense of the Dallas Cowboys. That's what you have to know, of course, because Christian Parker was very necessary for the Dallas Cowboys. And we believe he can do something special. And that's why we are waiting him to see if he can transform Dallas Cowboys defense to another elite defense in the NFL. That's what we have to wait on him. He was signed to resurrect the team of the Dallas Cowboys defense. So that's what we're waiting for to see for the Christian Parker. We've also head coach Brian Schottenheimer to help offense and the defense to find a wins, more wins. We need more wins. We need more spectacular next season. That's why fans has more excitement and curiosity to see new Dallas Cowboys 2026. Thank you for being with us, my friend.